Alright, we've been working. We just got internet back like freaking 15 minutes ago. So that's why we're a little late. And we've been working a little bit. I've removed, as you can see, the reason I've done that is because I got water in the hole over here. And that's not a good thing at this stage. It's only been 6 days. But we've got it to where it's not coming back. I don't know if I can get this light right. Can't see it, but I can see it. We're not dropping a lot down there anymore, so that's good. I marked the pond here to make sure that we're not leaking in the pond. So we got so much water in the bottom of the system that we started to see water over there. So that means that it's either wicking it was wicking a lot over the walls and then running down and filling up, or we still have a leak here in the pond somewhere. And that was why this area here was concerning me, because this was the only spot that was kind of wet where everything else was dry, and it shouldn't have been. And I was like, damn. It doesn't seem to be leaking, but then again, how would I know if it's a slow leak? It's been 6 days. So I actually put a mark where we can tell. And right around this area here, I was running my hand down, just feeling around, and there is a suspicious spot. I seriously doubt it's leaking, but it could be. And that doubt gives me the kind of the go ahead to go ahead and suck the water out of this thing and fill that little spot I feel that could be, and it's right here in this area that's questionable. I'm not saying it is. Then again, I should turn the pump on, run the water, and see if we get more water down there. But then again, I don't know. So I had the water hose, not the water hose, the vacuum, and I sucked, because it was completely over. Definitely can't get it down there. Let me see if I can focus it in. See the water down there. You can see the soil sitting on top of clay, and then all that. You can see the pond liner down there. It's dry in the middle. So that's a dry pond line with water around it where it was all water. And it's not creeping in on that center, so that tells me that it's not adding any more water. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you stopping by. We are tracking down. I'm kind of wanting to see, like, before everything get crazy in here, I want to see this kind of trial and error time right now. So I want to know how much water we're actually wicking. So I disconnected all of it. So now I have kind of a reference. So there is no connection to the soil whatsoever. So we should not be wicking any water up into the soil pockets. If it's leaking, we turn it on now. The only possible way... Oh, here's something else I did. I added some concrete to a couple of places. There were a couple of questionable places. Like, the water could have been splashing on top and running down in between, but then it would just, carried over into here. But it would have kept coming and kept coming and kept coming over the, a month, 2 months, it would have flooded the system. So I want to be in total control of the water, because the water is the most important thing about this whole gig. It's kind of like the whole reason why I built the thing was to take care of the water. So you can see I just spread that sand and sealed out over top of soil. It's just a great ground cover. It's, look at that thing. It's a freaking fly. Is it alive? Oh, look alive. Oh, it is alive. What the fuck? Look at that. How cool is he? Never seen anything like that. I've never seen him anything like that before in my life. I just spotted it too. It must have been in the sill. I mean, I was pulling all that down, and that's, look, there he goes. He's going back in there. Bug looks questionable. He's questionable, all right. I mean, he's not a bad guy. He's cool as shit looking. Never seen anything like it. He's cool. But where was I? Oh yeah, we've disconnected everything through here, through there. So that's going to let us know if we turn the pump back on, we start getting water, then that's going to tell me we have a leak in the creek somewhere, because the pond seems to be holding, but then again, there's that spot over here that's questionable. It gives me reason just to suck it out of there and just put some, I have a little bit of pond shield left, the hardener, just the hardener. I was just going to take a little hardener. But then again, that spot that I'm talking about, I mean, it's literally like, I don't, if something's getting through there, it would be pretty wild. But, still questionable. Where'd it go? Somewhere in here. Yeah, right there. Questionable. Feels like pond shield though. A cuckoo wasp. Oh, nice. Looks like a dead one over here. Upside down. But I did make a mark right there. But it doesn't look like it's gone anywhere. But then again, how the fuck do I know? It could be evaporated. It could be, I don't know. That's why I just want to just go ahead and suck it out of there and be done with it. Take all doubt away. Just turn the pump on, flow it, suck some of that water up, put it in the creek, and then watch the hole. And let's see. We can reduce the splash simply by taking the log out. Let's do that. Alright, we have 0 connection. So with connection, we were getting we were getting water. Speaking of water, I need something to fucking drink. Alright, I still see that dry line there, so there's no more water coming in here. I know you can't see it, but I can. See that dry line in the center. So if that starts to fill up, I'll know immediately whether or not we are where we're at. So we were connected from here all the way around here, and then a little bit right here, and then all of this in the middle there was connected, and that was it. It took 6 days to fill the butt. Is that because it was leaking or just splashing it? It can't be that much water coming from splash. No way. No way. I'd call bullshit on that all day long. The only other way would be pond is leaking right in this area where that questionable spot is, and just slowly leaking down underneath the soil line there. So it's, you know, it's low enough in the pond where it's kind of below the top layer of the soil. So it's wicking up, but it's also draining down into the E horizon, filling up the reservoir, which at this time I don't want doing. We definitely don't want a leaky pond or a leaky creek. We want to regulate all water through the sand and silt. This is our valve right here. So we can just simply add to pull water out or remove to keep it in. Let's come on out. Turtle, yeah, I got cooter, scooter, and digger. So this is the other side. This is the cannabis side. We're just letting shit dingle right now. I got a couple of lines up. I need to run more lines, but I said fuck it. So there's Pooter. He's our resident goldfish. Oh, there's Cooter. I don't see Scooter right now. Oh, there's Plinko. Y'all got to see Plinko. Yes, that is after the Price is Right game. Plinko. I don't see Scooter's probably behind the log over there, if I was to guess. Where she likes to hang out. Digger is probably up in the up in his cave. Yep, he's up in his cave over there. You can see his ass cheeks there. If turtles have ass cheeks. This is my Monstera. Check out the new leaf it's popping. This is the 3-footer right here. He's biggin'. And there's another big one like that there. And then all this is just probably getting out of hand a little bit. Let's see. We're going to be taking cuts of these. Probably putting them on the website. If y'all didn't know, we have a website now. We've had one, but ain't been much on it. But we're going to be getting some stuff on it. Right now I just got like cooter and scooter t-shirts. We got some FAA, but APSU soil.com is our sponsor. I'd rather you go check that website out because they're paying for this. Definitely taking the log out stopped the splash. I'm curious as to, we were splashing a lot right through here. It was running down the wall. You know, it was getting this wet, but who knows how much was actually just going right on by. Splashback is way down now. Maybe the log was not a good thing at all. Cool to look at, but not the best thing to have in here underneath that waterfall. Maybe if we put it down in this area, just let water run around it. But if we do that, it's just going to raise the water level up. So we'll have to remove some of the sand and silt from the center. You know, it's deep, so we got plenty of room. Let's see how we're got a little trap zone right here. Some of the water's coming in, it'll spin around. And a little pool, gold trap. Yeah, hit that like button for me. Appreciate that, Vinny. Just I'm curious as to, I'm gonna let it run, and then, you know, if we start seeing water, then we won't see in water before. Then I turn it on and I'm seeing water. It's probably because there's a leak in the creek. We'll have to suck it all out and track the leak down. Basically just seal the whole thing again, which I'm pretty sure I did. I'm confident that this was the issue. You know, that was what, you know, it took 6 days, it took a long time. So, but if that's the case, then we will know. We will know. I need my flashlight though. Damn glasses, I can't see. I can't see with the glasses on, can't see with the glasses off. Sucks you're fucked either way. Yep, see that dry spot right there? If we lose that dry spot, we're leaking. It's been like that for a minute. I had the shot vac over here. I had a little mini shot vac right there in that bucket there. And that's what I suck it out with. So I just suck. Y'all don't want to hear that loud ass motherfucker. So I just suck that out with that, dump it out, keep doing it until it stops coming, basically. That's what she said. Over here, we've been digging. Look at a damn mole. The rat dug up. We were losing our agates. You know, see these rocks? These are all agates we got sent to us from Mask Creations. These are out of quarry out in Minnesota, I believe. Check this one out. And I was losing them because they were all buried in the worm castings and sand and silt all the way through. I call this agate alley. And there's just agates all through here because they were, like I said, he sent us a bunch of them. They're really cool. but I couldn't, like, I forgot how many he had sent me because they were all buried. So we came through here and just pulled a lot of them up. Check this one out. This one's really cool. Man, this thing is stinky. Check that out. Pretty cool. It's an agate. It's like out of a quarry. They're just like different types of. They come in. You know, you can find them. Well, in quarries, like rock quarries, like rock places. They're just crazy earth forms. I guess this one looks like almost like an orange peel almost. But yeah, nature does. Of course, they grind them, smooth them out, you know, make them look all pretty. But sometimes you find them really nice. You can put them in a tumbler or something with some sand or something, and they'll just come out all pretty like that, polished. But yeah, they're pretty cool. And then we got the Kimmy Pure bag over there. Look at the snails all over it. Those are just creek snails. So you can see our algae has come all back. So we got rid of that red light, and look what happened. The green started coming back. And we put all that extra sand and silt in here. And I learned real quick that that is something that needs to be done at a light pace, not all at once, a little bit at a time. Just kind of, you don't want to put a lot at once. It'll turn everything into mud. It'll cut the oxygen off, and you create a swamp basically. And we don't want a swamp, so that's why we're in here. All the grass roots have knotted all this. Basically, I mean, it doesn't stink, so that's good. If it stunk, we'd have a real major problem. But the purple non-sulfur bacteria and all the beneficial microbes, worms and everything in there, keeping everything in balance, so it actually smells like fresh earth. But I want it to dry out some. We're wicking away. I mean, look at it. It's just like a mat. That's all that right there. It's just sitting on top of the creek wall and wicking a tremendous amount of water constantly. Look how thick it is. Like, it's all right there. And it's just soaking wet. And the creek is way down here. You know, it's just wicking tremendous amounts of water. And if you don't get air, beneficial bacteria in there, like photosynthetic bacteria, you will get a swamp really quick. And swamp is not cool. You don't want swamp. You want aeration. No air, no nothing. That's why these plants are so shitty right now, because we crashed the system. Like, it's been 20 days now. And I mean, I'm shocked that they're actually doing as good as they are. I was halfway tempted to just cut them down, but start over again. But they're not too bad. This is raspberry deadhead from Luna. Very stinky. I mean, very OG. I mean, it's got some OG in it for sure. It's got the little bit of berry, but it's more OG-ish. Very ripe-ish. I mean, like funky. I'd say like not quite berry. Almost licorice. You know, like a cherry wine type funk. A little bubblicious. But as you can see, I'm just letting them fucking dangle. Turn the light up on them a little bit. Let all these through here get light. Go ahead and take this monster leaf here. I'm gonna need that. But they're pretty. They're funky. Stacking nicely, you know. Just look like shit. Smell really good. This is the worst one right here, the orange lean from OK Calyx. This is funky, but also very berry, like extremely berry, like cherry-ish, orangey type of. He calls it orangeline for a reason, because it's like cherry grande times peach pistils, I think. Comes out orangish. It does. This one took a real bad hit. This was the worst one. You can see it just, we got lockout. We just locked it out over on this corner. This is where we did the most work trying to aerate. I think we just got really bad lockout over here from the crash, and uptake of nutrients was about impossible. About impossible. Nope, still the same. It's hard to me for. It shouldn't be hard for me to believe, because I've seen it over here, but you don't need much of that stuff connected. That's one line right here, boom, probably right here. And now that I've got this spread out over top of the soil, it'll just, that one line will spread that moisture all out. And you can find basically, once you do that, then you can see, all this will dry out. And then we'll come in here and we'll just beeline right out of here to here, and we'll see how far it goes. And then once we see how far it goes, we can come over here and put another beeline and see how far that goes, and then kind of connect the two somewhat. And then that'll be it. That's all we'll have to do. Everything else, the roots and everything will just come to it. We can do another beeline over here, keep this area nice and moist. Because that's what's all this is about, is just keeping this top layer moist, like where the microbes can really stay constant all the time and connect to this creek. Once the fish poo gets going, it's like a compost tea, constant compost tea that is being aerated, it's being vortexed, it's being a lot of things. And the biology trapped in this sand, silt, pee, and everything connected. Once we connect these two worlds together, like the aquatic and the terrestrial, crazy things happen. You start seeing lots of crazy things, especially in the microscope. So that brings me to, we're having a show this Thursday, me and Agro Soil. So it's Yellow Skunk Farms presents Soil Discoveries this Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to come on for a couple of hours, and we're going to be, just showing videos. We're going to have people as guests come on. We're going to try and get some high-name people coming on, and big name people. And then we're going to be looking at soil. We're going to be looking at my soil, Mo's soil. You'll be able to send your stuff in if you want us to look at your stuff, see what you got going on in yours. We're just, I think the name kind of speaks for itself. We're looking to discover, new biology that people haven't seen before, or if they have seen it, maybe we haven't seen it. So we can always research from there, deep dive into different things and see, is that a good thing, bad thing? Is it, we know a lot about it, but they still don't know shit. I mean, there's a lot more discovering to do, especially in aquatic systems when you mix the two. I don't see a lot of people doing that, so I think it's a good time for us to start categorizing this stuff, getting it on video, you know, logging it down. And who knows, in the future, we might have a nice little log where we can actually go and say, hey, I've seen that before. That's a problem. Or this right here, you know, does this and this does that. This type of bacteria releases nitrogen, and this fixes phosphorus, and this fixes iron. And, you know, all these things have a role. So it's really cool. So when you deep dive into it, how far the rabbit hole goes, it goes really, really deep. And it branches off in a lot of different ways. And that's why there's so many ways you can grow a plant. You know, this is just one way. So many ways. But the basics are the same, you know. That's that air, that power. And then you need somehow to repeat, or an exhaust, kind of like a motor. You know what I mean? Suck, bang, blow. You gotta. Oh, it is an air pump. You know, that's basically what I'm learning over here, is that the light power source controls everything. It really does. And then the plants that you have in here control what goes on down here. So different plants do different things, have different biology, have different bacteria, different fungi, you know, all these different things that with different plants. This is why, you know, cover crops are, you know, big. You know, they always say plant your cover crop and then plant into the cover crop. You get much more diversity. You get more mineral release from more diversity, because it takes certain types of bacteria and fungi to break down certain types of things. You know what I mean? So it's kind of basic in a way, but it's super complicated. That's why I don't even try and, you know, even get into the deep science of it, because I'm not that smart. I need people like Mo to break it down, who are smart and who are still learning. You know, that's what's cool about it. We're all still learning, and willing to learn is big. You know, you gotta be willing to say, hey, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like I used to think everything ran off, you know, soil biology, and to be honest with you, that's just one part of it. Like, really, you don't do nothing without the sun. Nothing. So all power, all energy comes from the sun. So these right here, these grandmasters, these run the show. You know, we can do different things. That's what's cool about it. We can tweak these lights. We can add reds, which we know now is a big no-no in the creek system. We don't want that. The photosynthetic bacteria, especially when you remove the white and the blues and crank the reds, not good. We got bad things. We got bad results. When we kick the blues back on and the greens and the whites, it just seems to thrive. Everything just seems to thrive. And I know the reds are essential for those, you know, production of terpenes and all that, but you got to remember there's still red in that. You just can't see it. It's still there. You just can't see it. That spectrum it's a full spectrum. We just can tweak it here and there, turning off different channels, turning off all red, all the deep red. I mean, here, I'll show you actually. Let me show you. Here's our purple non-sulfur bacteria from Mo, Grow Soil. Then we've got some Microbes Plus from Brandon from over at Full Crop Science. Look at that, photosynthetic bacteria. Light. They eat light. Pretty cool stuff. And what was I doing? I was crushing their light. So here's some different spectrum. Look, here's everything turned. Look, here's what I'm on right now. Basically week 1 of veg. 100% cool white, 0 warm white, 0 red, 0 far red. But they're still on. You know what I mean? They're still producing, just not like this.
You know what I mean? Here we're up to 65. We got them down to 65, 100, 50, 40. So these are different channels that we can control. And we can control, basically, here's where I'm at right now. But I'm only pushing 35% of the power. So let me come over here and show you. So I'm at 35%. I'm only running one channel, 214 watts on that channel. That's per light. So, you know, I'm not pushing them hardly at all. That's giving me right at about 800, 850 ppfd at the top, 900-ish for the bigger one over there. The DLI is dialed in. I think it was looked like around 38 to 40. I ain't sure, but that was normal, good, in the good range. But these are the new ones. You can see totally different design. And these are the older ones. So yeah, discount code yellow skunk, save 10%. We're still dry. Yay! I'm pretty sure that's what it was. We're just pulling too much out. With the splash, with the pull, it's shocking how much this stuff pulls water. If it touches it at all, she's yanking it up. She is yanking it up. But so you can see we're drying out all through here. All that's dry now. It's not connected. Drying up. So we were connected all the way through. And obviously that's too much. I don't know if we have to be connected hardly at all. It could just be splash and evaporation and, well, I'll say we do have to be connected, but not much. Not much. Good little Walsby. Cool looking guy, you. Let's see if we can get you. There you are. Yeah, we'll be getting some fish soon. That's what we're working on. Working on that right now. This is day 6. I think we shut her off yesterday at day 5. So we saw water, or no, maybe it's day 7. Yesterday they said we shut it off yesterday because I saw water in the hole. So now I'm tracking that down. So I suck the water out, get it to where it doesn't, leak there anymore. Remove and turn it back on. And if we don't get any more water, then we know that this was the culprit. We know that we can just add here and there on the back side there a little bit, if any, but most of that water is, boom, saturated down into the E horizon, which is where we want it. So we know we filled up the E horizon, which the E horizon is, here's the pond liner. The E horizon is going to be down into here somewhere. The pond liner comes up past that just to give us some extra room so we don't flood the whole damn garage. But yeah, so the E horizon comes up about 5-6 inches. And then the clay layer and then soil on top of that. So that's what you see over here in the drop hole here. So here's our suck hole. This tells us, see, we see water down there, but there's a dry cap there in the center. And I already had sucked this out. You see the clay layer, then soil on top of clay. Then you see it's about 5-6 inches from that sand clay layer all the way down. You can see how the soil sits on top. That separates from the water. So our soil don't sit in water, just the sand and silt does, which is supposed to sit in water because it's what's in here and in the pond. Same stuff. So yeah, pretty cool sometimes. If you get it right, real cool. Fuck it up, not so cool. It'll be a headache. What do you think, guys? Plinko's here, blended in. Look how bright. There's a molly. There's a little molly. Survived the crash. Plinko there's that son probably gonna snatch him up. Digger's waiting for, Pooter's waiting for a nugget. But Pooter is healthy can be. Look how bright she is. Or he is. Wherever. I see you. Oh, I see you. That's Cooter. I wonder if Cooter will let me snatch him up. I wonder if I can snatch Cooter up and give him an inspection. Maybe it's inspection time. I haven't inspected Cooter in a while. What's up, buddy? Man, your shell looks great. Nice and shiny. I don't see any slime. Good underbelly too. He's young. He's only about two and a half. When he came here, he was about as big as like a 50-cent piece. Both of them. There you go. Let's clean that damn water with shit. I'm impressed myself, to be honest with you. I really am. From the crash, man. Go back fucking 2 weeks, thought I'd lost it all. But just goes to show you, a good water change, some good microbes, like we did labs, lactic acid bacteria and propanol sulfur bacteria. And you see 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, we got algae growing again. We changed the biggest thing was that we changed the light. We just got that red out of there and turned the blues back on and watched the algae and everything come right on back. So now we just gotta basically wait, because it took us a year and 5 months to build all that, and it took about 2 weeks to crash. I mean, that's how nature works, you know. You work a long time, build something up, and then it can all be gone in seconds. But that's kind of why we do indoors. That's why I brought this indoors, so that I can run year-round. We can learn year-round. We can grow year-round. We can grow food year-round. All my growing plants are outside right now just because that's the best place for them. They'll pop a whole lot faster outdoors. We got a good rain last night, so they got a good rain. So that's good. Yeah, live and learn. That's it. That's how I roll. Yeah, 'cause I don't know all this shit. I'll tell you that. I just put it together just because I had it in my head. And I knew I could do it. I had the means to do it. And I said, fuck it. And then I saw it in my head. And I was like, that Leighton Morrison really pushed that horizontal soil system.
You know, none of this is possible without being able to trap that extra water that ends up getting wicked over. So once you can trap that water in that pond rubber lining and create that horizon, you know, just like Earth, and come on up till you get to that clay. So just like, you know, outdoors here on my property, when we drill a well, you gotta roll in here, drill, you're gonna go through organic matter, you're gonna go through all the organic matter and the soil and everything, you're gonna get through the clays, and you're gonna all the way down to the water table. Same principle. Same principle as an earth box. If you ever seen an earth box, they separate it, the soil with that plastic thing, whatever it is, and you water from the bottom. So you pour the water down a tube and it wicks up from the bottom. Same thing here. We're just wicking from the creek from on the top, and we're filling up the reservoir from the bottom and letting it wick from the bottom up. So the biology, the biology and life that needs that constant water flow, it needs that fish waste that's going to be flowing down through here. There are no filter pads, so the filter is the creek. So it's our job to we'll be placing rocks in there. We'll be removing some, placing rocks in, creating these, what we call trap holes, like these little trap holes here. So we can build these barriers where we want them, especially in this turn here. And that water will come in, and a lot of that poo, like a gold trap, will come in and hit here and spin, and hit in here and spin, and get trapped in here. And that's where the roots can take over, turning those ammonias and everything into nitrates that the plants can uptake. So once we get enough grass around the edge of the creek, just like over there, the biology and everything takes care of itself. Like, we don't need a filter unless we have problems, and then we put a filter pad. I do run the Chemi Pure. Where's my Chemi Pure? I must have put them in the back. But anyway, it's just biochar. You put these in fish tanks, mainly sub tanks, like saltwater aquariums. You just drop them down there, let the water flow through them. Helps clean the water, helps take a lot of toxins and all that bullshit out. But if we were going to do that in here, instead of putting it in the creek, we put it up there. So basically, I could take this nitrate pad here, hole shut, still good. Take this nitrate pad here, I kind of put it right up in here, right underneath that waterfall. And now we're going to trap. And then when we fill this up and get fish and stuff, this will trap a lot of that waste. And we remove this and then just put it in, you can squeeze it out in the soil, squeeze it out in the pocket, wherever we want around the plant. Because all that is just going to be fish waste, be beneficial to the soil. So I want to just cycle everything through the bed. What's going on, OG? Ogo Growing, what's up, buddy? Firebud, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. I apologize. I've been Dagwood, Stoney, I'm going to scroll down, Georgia, yeah, Danny, appreciate everybody coming by, Rich, Mystic, Haggy 143, yeah, I can't wait to get some food going in here. The algorithm is crazy, eh? So we did get a tomato in here, haven't seen any growth yet. It's only been, 4 days. But once that starts to take off, I don't have it underneath directly the light, but it is getting about 250 right now on the PPF meter. I had this here because I was going to set this in the bottom of the pond if we sucked out the water. So we're going to let her run until I see water over there. And if I don't see water over there, we'll put more water in the pond, and then see what happens. But I only sucked enough to get a little spot there. That way it wouldn't take much. Because if it was leaking, or if it was going, it's pulling a lot of water still, it wouldn't take long. It shouldn't take long. I mean, it's pretty. It's on the full meter already. And it's still good. Still hasn't come over that dry spot. So maybe that's all it was. Just too much wicking action. It boggles my mind how much that means that, because if I'm seeing water over there, it took, like I said, it took 6 days, 5.5, 6 days to fill up to that point where I could see it. I mean, we're not even close to filling up to the, where the line is. Not even close to that. I'm all the way on the floor. I'm seeing that water level down on the very, very bottom. So I sucked, basically we put all that on top, then sucked it all out with a shot vac all the way to the floor. Now when we see water over there, we know that there's water at the base of this E horizon. And if we see water down there and we don't want water down there, then we have to know where it's coming from. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trial and error and where the water's coming from, where it wicks the most. I know most of this floor kind of sinks, kind of goes into the center here. So a lot of that water, any extra, is going to kind of be pushed towards that hole. Just like our trap hole over here, everything kind of folds down to there. So, there are a lot of emergency valves that we got to learn. You know what I mean? We just got to know where they're at. And we're learning that now. So I know that if I connect this, we're seeing water. If I disconnect, we're not seeing water. So that's valuable information. Same as over here. When we disconnect, I'm seeing water over there. When I added sand and silt clay during the reset, we added a bunch of new, fresh sand and silt, and we got a new wicking action going on. So next time we do that, we're just going to do it in little spurts instead of like crazy all at once. But we were in an emergency. We were in an emergency zone, so we just did emergency things. But it literally did everything. It literally did everything when we first started. It literally went through the whole cycle again. We saw fungus gnats. Then we saw the flies. Then everything just kind of balanced. All the algae disappeared. The shrimp died off. We still got shrimp. The snails. The snails lived. Look at all the snails. But yeah, it's crazy how everything just crashed. Oh look, is that a fucking? No, that's a rock. Yeah, it's a rock. Damn, I was hoping that was a shrimp shell. That means the shrimp are molting again. I did see one up here. When we start seeing those molt again, that's a good sign. But the algae. When we lost the algae, we lost our filter. We lost the filter, crashed the system. We lost our oxygen. We lost everything, just spiraled out of control, and that's how it happens. That's called a crash. And the easiest way to fix any type of water crash is to do a fresh water change. So, but don't do it all at once. You got to do it over the course of a week or maybe 4 days, depending on how big your system is. If you got 100 gallons, you should do a 25, a 25, a 25, and a 25 over the course of 4 days. And that's the best way to do it. You don't want to suck it all out at once. Everything's kind of, if it happens fast in nature, it probably ain't good. Probably not good at all. Look at this dangling mother. Dangle, baby. The light hits you on the inside. I'll tell you what, the stress that came from that crash. I know they look like shit. God, you can smell them down by the damn reservoir. It's something about that stress, boy. They don't look pretty, but the terps sure do come out strong. This one was way behind. This one was like a week behind all the rest. That's why they're so small. But they're pretty. Funky. Pretty and funky. Oh, nice. You got a fish tank, yeah. Yeah, they're fun to play with. I've had many fish tanks. I've had a couple of mostly freshwater, but I played with a saltwater reef aquarium for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. That shit's expensive. Plus I was trying to start a business and doing all that crap, and I just didn't have the money to keep putting into it. So I just decided to get rid of it. And then we moved and didn't have anything for a while. And here we are. Now we're doing all kinds of shit. Look at that fucking boat. My granddad could see what was in his garage. He'd come in here and go, "Boy, what the fuck?" That's his exact words. I can hear it. But then once I showed him what we were doing, he'd probably be like, "Hell yeah. Pretty cool." I was like, "Yeah, we can grow year round, Pop. Year round. And have fun doing it." So that's my sweet potato. Sweet potato. Love me a sweet potato. They can get crazy though. So don't go sleeping on the sweet potato. They're kind of like, they're just like the Empress tree over there. They pop up everywhere. Look down there, over there, there. I didn't plant any of that shit. They just show up. Underground sneakers. Like they sneak around underground and they pop up while they take over your whole garden. Secretly taking over your whole garden. Got some basil over here. See one there. Give me a piece. Yep. Woo! That basil. Looks like it should be on a piece of pizza. Oh, that was rich. That was rich. Hole check. Still dry. I don't see where it's coming in any at all. That's amazing how much water that pulls just from that. Probably a little bit off that splash too. We removed the log, as you can see, but that was splashing a lot of water over in this area here. Quite possibly could have been running down the side. All that was running, just getting down in there and filling her up. Keep an eye on it. Just got done with the concrete. Well, welcome. Yeah, here's some more concrete for you. Look at all that concrete. I'm glad I didn't go into that business. Good God. Talk about back-breaking work. Whew. Holy shit. My fucking chiropractor office got my money. Oh shit. I just spilled my fucking water in. APSU, Living Soil. Get yours today. Oh. I love that shit. Rocks are coming down, being pushed down on his head. Oh, concrete work is freaking, I mean, you gotta have a knack for it. I'll tell you that. You gotta want to do it. That's for sure. You gotta want to make something look pretty. You know, and if you want to do that, you can work with concrete in some pretty crazy ways. Especially if you get your mix right. You can mold it, form it, put it wherever you want. It'll stay right where you need it, and then wait a couple hours and then come back and smooth it out. That's a concrete wall right there. I just got to put some pond shield on it. I put some rocks in there just to make it look like it's somewhat natural. But yeah, I don't even need pond shield on it. I'm gonna end up just growing shit. You're not gonna see hardly any of this. Everything's gonna be just like this. It's gonna end up looking like that. So looks at this point don't really matter. You're not going to see much of it anyway. We just need good, big, healthy plants. You can see those. You got to get that water right for that, though. We get that water right, we'll get the feed right. We'll never have to feed or water the plants. Just come in here and harvest and take what we need, put it back down. Fish in the pond. We'll be taking fish out, eating the fish. So I'm going to have crappie and bluegill. We're going to spawn those. We're going to hopefully get those to spawn and do their thing. We're going to set the pond up basically like, just outdoor. We're going to go out there to the reservoir and get us some logs and some habitat for fish. We can take, take 2 fish out, me and my wife, pick a tomato, maybe a squash, cucumbers, some beans, throw it on the grill, voila. Get a little smoke action going while we're at it. Appreciate it, Anthony. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm done. Is that Dude Man? I'm Dude Man. Nice. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Don't forget, we're going to be starting our Soil Discoveries show Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and Mo from I Grow Soil. We're going to go live on my channel Thursdays at from 6 to 8. And we're going to be discussing and looking at microscope we're going to be looking at the microscope, discussing what we see in the microscope. And we're going to be doing a bunch of other things. We'll have guests on. We'll have, giveaways, decent stuff, try and build a little community with soil discoveries, try and get people to send in their soil so we can build a kind of like a, let's say what do you call it? Build not a manifest, but you know what I'm saying. Database. Yeah, database of soil from all over the place. Seeing what to see from like all over, the United States and all over the world, really. So we're trying to get people to send in samples, and we can have you on the show, and we can look at your sample and see what we see what we don't see. Should be pretty cool. So with that being said, I think we are pretty much, what time is it? 3:09. 3:09. Still good. Well, that's good news. We don't have to do a whole lot of work, because I was about to suck all that water out, but I just didn't feel right sucking it all out. But then again, how do you know? I've been digging down in here and I don't feel any moisture, but that doesn't mean it's not leaking. I'm all the way to the clay there and I don't feel anything, so we're good. See, it's dry. We're good. Yeah, we're nice. I don't need you. Yeah. This is that soil I brought over from over in that bed. I just stuck. This is what I brought. I just stuck it in there, but this is from the other bed over there, and it's going to inoculate. Pull some of this apart, shake it around here a little bit. There's some biology up in there. Just going to transfer it over into here. What could go wrong? Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it's good. It's sandy, very gritty, sandy. This guy's made it over here to the star moss here. Well, I guess that's star. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. Some type of moss. I just call it star moss because it looks like. Hey, he flew away. You son of a bitch. He just flew on me. You ain't gonna like it on me, buddy. I don't know where he went. So far, so good. It's been running for what? Almost an hour now? Still dry. Now look how much
Remember, we just came out. Look how much more pea gravel's on there now. It's just getting pushed. But I like these little, see these little pockets here? Pocket right here, pocket there. These are the trap holes I'm looking for. That's where waste and poo are going to be building up, but that's okay. Then it'll slow all that up, and then they'll be cleaning it. It'll give that time to come on down through here, where all the grass and plants can eventually tap in. Oxygenation station. That is exactly right. That's what that is. And over there too. So we got good oxygenation. See how much it drops. I think I like it better without the log, for sure. Definitely drier, not nowhere near as splash and wet over here as it was with that log sitting there. So we can bring the log maybe a little bit further down here, maybe remove some of this. This is just coming on down. So I'll put this here so we can build up some sand and silt right through here. Get some roots going down into here without it actually flowing. And it's sitting in the flow, so we can actually pile up some sand, silt, put some grass here, grass grow on down into there. Got a little bit of grass growing here to start. So once that stuff gets going, it'll take off. We got this here. I don't know if this will root or not. It should. It should. I don't know how should. Should just shut up. Let it do its thing. So, definitely wicking water up here. I can feel it. Holy cow. That is just insane how much it pulls moisture. Like, I can just feel it. Like it was drying out up through here, now it just pulls up. It has to be flowing. That's the key. It's flowing and it's just wicking. Wicking like crazy. Got good spin though in the pond too. You can see watch the bubbles. Watch those bubbles. Got a good circle going. There's nothing in that but the pump. There's no circulation fan, there's nothing like that. It's just the pump and the flow, that's it. Here's Lunar Cheese. Luna Whitcomb from Luna All Day. This one was way behind. This one was like a week, maybe 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks behind flowering from these over here. This is also the other Lunar Cheese. You can see how much bigger this one is compared to that one. That's because this has got about 2 weeks on it. And I don't have a clue why. It just does. Just did not. It just
You know how sometimes you just don't hit puberty until you want to hit it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. They are funky. Funky-licious. Excited about those, to be honest with you. Even though they look like shit. And I crashed the system. And they had a hard life. They're going to be small buds, but they're going to be tasty. Guaranteed that. They are going to be tasty. I ain't trying to impress nobody but my taste buds. That's it. It's one of the raspberry deadheads. Smelly. The monstera leaf is coming. I think it's unraveled more since I've been in here an hour ago. Look at that. Every day it gets a little bigger, a little bigger. This is its mama. The 3-footer. It's a monster. The monstera. Can't even see the damn waterfall anymore. It's back there. It's back there. Oh, you know what I gotta do? Something I forgot to do. I know this DQ is full. So this will be the next project, hooking this DQ up. Yep, we're full. Bucket full. Got some OK Calyx Bukashi right here. Smells like beer. That's Bukashi. OK Calyx. We haven't gotten to that point yet, but when we do, old Bukashi is going in. And we'll really have a party going on in this oil. Alright, what was I doing? Getting this done. So all I'm going to do is put it right in there. Whoa. Voila. Got a little spillage there, but whoops. Whoops. Dirty rag can't handle. Damn, I didn't know it got that bad. Shit. Y'all could have said something. Y'all sit there and watch me dump it all over in the floor here.
We're dumping it in the floor and didn't even know it. Oh well, we gotta clean this up anyway. I need to get a damn broom over here. Alright. Jeez. Oh, I'm making a fucking mess. My in-laws are coming in today. My wife just left to go pick them up at the airport. They live there in Florida. We gotta go eat dinner tonight over at her sister's house. Yay. You can hear the excitement in my voice. No, that's good. It's all good. I'll eat. I like eating for free. Especially when I don't have to cook. There's Digger's back out. Oh, Digger's still up in there. Digger's our box turtle. You can see his ass up in the rocks there. You can see his little turtle cheeks sticking out. Look at you. What's that there? Yes, here. One day I'm going to get these wires to go somewhere other than where they are. And we're going to connect all of this. So this is the other monstera. This was given to us by Karma's Earth Angel. Doing pretty well. But I got this rock sitting here, just holding soil back. What we're going to do, we're going to get more soil, and we'll fill all this in with soil, pile it all up here, move the rock maybe, or just set the rock over here or something. But he'll have access. He'll be able to just come right on up. The other turtles also do. You can come through Marco's Pass down through there. See, you can go through here, and they sit and bask on this log and that rock there. But they have full access to the terrestrial side, so all that'll be just, you'll be able to have, maybe one day we'll see them over here in this pond, but we'll have to make it to where they can't climb out, so we'll have to create a lip. You know, this, see how I got the lip here, where they can't climb up over. Got the lip there, can't climb up over, so I gotta make sure that they can't climb out, fall on, crack their shell. So they gotta stay confined to the area, to the garden. So you'll see that they'll just be able to cross over. This will, all that soil will be raised up, a little mound there. What's going on, Benny? Georgia, sound. Looking the kids and everything on Wisconsin. Yeah, because she's good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. Oopsie, yeah. Way to look out. You could have said something. You saw me dumping this shit all over the place. I hold y'all responsible. Can't be my fault. Put it on the tomato or whatever. Not quite on it, but just lower it down a little bit.
All right, hole check.
Still good. I don't see any more water coming in. Still got the dry spot there. I know you can't see it. It's like looking at an eyeball, don't it? It's like an eyeball looking back at you. There's a dry pocket right there in the center. It's still there. See the clay and then the soil sitting on top of the clay and then all the sand and pee underneath that. So we know we got water in a trap hole. Kind of like the butthole. Here's our trap hole over here. We got water. We've pretty much knew we had water over here for a while. That's because we added in all that fresh pee. That's why we've been disconnecting. But we got plenty of plants in here to lick up that water, so plants seem to be doing just fine. Let's take a look at this. I'm gonna take a look at this bud right here. You can't see it. It looks pretty though. It look good? It's alright to me. Yeah, yummy is right. I can't wait. This one over here is laying on the damn empress tree. She's laying there. This has got a nice bed. She's resting on her leaf. Getting close. Day 49. I'm hoping for 70. But they took a hit, so we'll pluck them when they look like they're ready to be plucked, and not before. All that pee has been pushed off now. Look at that. It's all piled up right here. Create a little pool right there. Yeah. Uh-huh. Looks all right to me. No water in the hole. Just gonna let her go. Tomorrow morning will be the real test. Let's see what we got here. I'll turn my fan back. Clean my fan. Look at that clean bad boy right there. Huh? Only got about, 10 more fans clean. We'll be good. These are all the different spectrum tunes that you can do with Grandmaster. Oh, this is my heater.
showed up today. Just a little 300 watt. Hey! A little cheapo. Oh, even came us a little temperature gauge too. Put that on there like so. And then you just untwist that, plug it up, drop it in. We don't need this right now though. Just wanted to see, It's nice, pretty, straight from Taiwan. Excuse me, China. Gotta give credit where credit is due, right? Oh, this one works. All I want is the battery out of it, really. Or do they give you a battery? Yeah, they do, right? Nice. I need that battery. Save that. Put that on when we need to. Got lactic acid bacteria is just about toast. When she turns puke like that, it's not a good sign. Probably time to go throw it away. So, I think we're about done. Gotta go get ready for the in-laws. And we're still good on the whole. When we get back later tonight, we'll be able to tell for sure. So I appreciate everybody hanging out with me today as we adventured into trying to figure out. I think we figured it out. It's just a wick. Same thing we went through over there. So that's a good information to have. So with that being said, peace.